My whole life they didn't want me
Taste the
to do shit.
motherfucking freedom.
You know what I'm saying? What you gonna do? Where you
Kind
gonna
of
go?
crazy sometimes, you know what I'm saying?
How
You
you
just
gonna
gotta
make
keep
your
out
money?
here and push, you know what I'm saying? Me, the way I work is I keep operating because I never fail, you know what I'm saying? I fall, I pick myself back up, I keep going, you know what I'm saying? Time to march, fuck what happens, you know?
King's
You
Logic,
can't take me
Email
down.
D.
There's no force in
There
this
you go,
world that
Marty.
can fucking cancel my energy. Fuck it, you know? Let's go, man.
Let's go.
I'm back. Already twisted, no need to introduce. Get lifted one line. Political rap, milk, killing cancer like pills. Pop the general, it's arsenic. Retarded to the flame. Go against the grain, feel the same numb pain. Fuck shots, grab the bottle. Getting hollow, run for cover like the day after tomorrow. You can say it's chill, life's cold, but keep it real. Undercover, lost the battle, but still won the war. Dark side of the force, mind trick, transform. Jedi John Connor, doing what you wanna. Puffin' nails, hydroponics, getting lost in the madness. Sustained at the level that you practice. On my own planet while I bring it back to Earth. Crashing like a comet and I'm coming feet first. Fuck that, already spent and it ain't no apple pie. Try to tell the truth when you living in a lie.
Hello, what's up, and welcome back to Tills from the Chris podcast. I'm your host, Chris White, mucosal melanoma survivor, thriver, and advocate. Here we go as we go to part 2 of our video with Kristin McJunkins.
So I definitely am.
Yeah. Before meeting me, how many other mucosal melanoma people have you met that had mucosal?
I mean, unless I met anybody at an MRF event, which I can't even recall.
And you can't remember if that's what they had?
Yeah, no, because anybody like in my support group.
Were they like, yeah, I thought I had a hemorrhoid in it, or they throw like, I thought I had a polyp in my nose, and turned out it was, or in the vagina or whatever. Let's go to the OBY, and they said, oh look, there's something up. None of that.
Because in my support group, I mean, we've had ocular melanoma.
Yeah. Which is also very rare with Acurol and all those other those have become my mellow homies because I'm like you're not as rare as me, but you're close. Let me go hang out with you. Tell me, meet me all your friends.
Yeah, we've had a couple of acromelanomas, and then we've had some that gone through till that didn't have a primary spot. We had a couple of those, but I don't think we've had any.
You know Jamie, right?
Mm-hmm.
Jamie, I forget her last name. It's with an F. She got curly hair.
Yeah.
Yeah. She sat. Me and her were tag team going on our panel table at the first day of the MRA for the lunch thing and stuff. But she was. I need to get her on this because she did her till program through the NIH, in 2010 or something.
Yeah.
And stuff. And so and so it was like, all that I was in for, what's coming out and all that. But, around for a minute and like, I'm just like head over heels with that. You know what I'm saying? I was like, so,
yeah,
it was.
Well, yeah, because when I was diagnosed in 2008, there was people in my group who had gone to the NIH before and after. So.
Yeah. It's like groundbreaking, I guess, at the time. You know what I'm saying? It was like the major spot for the rare trial, I guess.
Yeah, that's so yeah, most people have had, but I mean, I actually do remember somebody who went to the MRF function who he went through till and it didn't work, and he ended up passing away, and he was honestly the first person. That's when I really realized, like, how much the specific genetics that really come into play of, what works and what doesn't.
Yeah, it's sad. I mean, I've been pushing, or not pushing, but promoting, because it worked for me and through the support group, and it was. I mean, I had tried all these prior treatments, and it was like none of them, works. So that was my option, and it did, and it worked literally how it was designed to work. I mean, it completely eradicated it, so it was like, well, if it works like it's supposed to, here's, it'll be like this, and so, I mean, it just depends. I mean, I don't know, but you could try it, you know what I'm saying, see what happens. I mean, and there's
like, that was the first person I had known, because over the years, anybody I'd ever known that had it, they had the same, you have it. It's been eradicated, and they haven't, they go for scans, but nothing has ever come up, which has been
Yeah, I mean, it's like if it works like it's supposed to, and I can't, hopefully I'll eventually figure out like what it was, why it worked so well for me. But a lot of people from the support group that I've known, they've tried through expanded access and everything, and there's probably 4 or 5 folks, definitely 5 off the top of my mind I can think that tried it, didn't make it. Like, two of them had problems leaving, within not terribly long of a time frame after the, leaving the hospital. And actually, I think maybe like 3 of them, it didn't take, like it was supposed to for whatever reason. Another lady I know, she got an infected PICC line, going through the process, and that, they're out. And then there was another good friend lady that, it had worked, but she was in the LN 145 program, and she was everything had been clear. She was rocking and rolling. Her scans were awesome, but when she was doing her checkup scans, she was not getting MRIs. She was just getting CTs and stuff, which, I mean, I get CTs and MRIs, but they weren't monitoring brain. And she had it come back, and it came back in her brain first. Oh, wow. And stuff. And so, and then, that she fought it, and it spread, and it, did this and that. She'd recently passed, and it was just like so devastating because she was doing so awesome. But it was like, and she was just really thriving, and such an awesome example of like, it worked, but, missed the brain scan. She woke up paralyzed on the side, and it was just like, but even after that, she was like, like this, like, I'm not, she was, I'm going down, I'm saying, we're going, she was referencing Rocky to me. I was talking on the phone. She's like, kick some ass, this, do that, I'm like, cool. I was like, all right, they got the thing, I'm saying, like, and stuff. We were going to go on tour together and have a, a TILS thing, you know what I mean? Oh, like, wow. And so, yeah. It was like, I mean, I was like, I'll always tell your story, Tammy Edwards. So like, but, badass, you know what I'm saying? So she, but I mean, in terms of TIL survivors, there's been a few other folks. I mean, there's another folk I connected through on Facebook who did it, in an earlier cohort, or prior to me, who lives out in Colorado. We were going to connect, one of these days and go snowboard. Great. And stuff, but in terms of mucosal melanoma survivors, like, similar stories. I thought I had a hemorrhoid. That's literally 9 out of 10 times. And so, the best, trying to tell her, just hold on. I mean, it's going through approval. I mean, they just put out a deal the other day that said, you're still on track to have, approval accepted this year, and it be, have it rolled out, to patients can start getting this treatment. But I mean, the restrictions on it are so specific, because you have to qualify and get through all these tests to get in it. You have to have one tumor to extract and another one to monitor, and so you have to have metastasis. You just can't get your initial diagnosis and go for TIL, because if they just have one tumor, then what are you going to monitor? So right, so and then usually,
when you think about it, like that's it's
well, it's just so aggressive that it's not. But we always tell them, it's not a matter of like when, but if it, or not a matter of if, but when it comes back, right. And so it's it's like you gotta be prepared. You gotta get ready to go. And so, but by the time you discover it, if it's there and there, usually you'll do some sort of systemic treatment, try to get some immunotherapy in first, and then boom, or a second line of treatment, in terms of like, okay, you have to have at least failed once at this before you can, but that's
where the genetics will come in play, because I think people that have it and they're studying that, then they'll say is there gonna be something else that'll probably work where you don't have to go through this entire program? It's really toxic, you know what I'm saying? Like, right that's the thing too, like the level of toxicity handle and not, and
always get your testing done first, because you can figure out maybe if it's specific to something and it's known to work with that other treatment, then do that and scope it out, and then you gotta monitor it. You don't know, but it's not just plan B, but C, D, E. Have an arsenal, you know what I'm saying? Don't ever not have like multiple backup plans, you know what I mean? Like, so just be like, okay, like I kind of thought, like, what if this was gonna happen? Like, what do I do? So kind of takes the shock factor out of it at least a little bit. You know, it's a little bit better to pick yourself. You know, that was for me. You know, it was like, tell me all the optional plans. If it didn't, you know, okay. I almost think I felt annoying asking about it. You know, but
Yeah, but I mean, like, so, you know, from my perspective, I mean, the fact that there are optional plans, to me, that's what's amazing, because you know, I was fortunate that I had clear margins after my surgeries, but you know, the people I actually, when I started going to my support group, I had to actually stop going because there was people that were in clinical trials that had the advanced stages that for several months, every time I'd go back, somebody wasn't there because they had passed, and you know, because nothing was working. And
it's tough.
right. And you know, and then really, you know, starting in 2011, and so talking with people like you now, which, you know, you do have an A, B, and a C, whereas we were lucky if you had a kind of an A.
Yeah, you're lucky if you had an A and a half.
Right.
Maybe a B.
Yeah.
Your B was never probably that good, so your C was definitely not good.
Right. And so, you know, to me, that's what's, because, you know, I mean, I feel like you. I mean, again, I've been very fortunate that melanoma hasn't come back. I've had basal cell and squamous. I actually have to have a Mohs procedure next month, you know, for a basal cell. But you know, I do feel like if it does come back, I have options now.
Yeah, you know, there's options. I mean, do you have the, you know, the survivor's guilt kind of a thing?
So I
do you do that?
Yeah, so it was a few years after I finished treatment, like within 3 months, I had 3 people very close to me, a friend from high school who got diagnosed with a rare form of leukemia. My cousin's husband was diagnosed with prostate cancer, and then my cousin was diagnosed with another cousin was diagnosed with glioblastoma, and they were all around my age. So I was, you know, in my mid 40s.
Oh,
and,
that's
you know,
not good, and it comes in threes like that, man. Ouch.
Engaged. One was the father of 4, one was a father of 2 and a grandfather of 2, and I, you know, and I couldn't have kids. Like, I wasn't married and I didn't have kids.
Just yes.
I was, and honestly, and that's had the guilt, and a lot of that was what started to spur my advocacy too, because I was like, I can do something, like talk about it, and you know, and remember them, and yeah, I definitely had the guilt, and you know, and then I've had lots of friends or family members that, you know, have either been diagnosed with different cancers, and again, have kids, have grandkids, have, you know, things like that, and just, and I'm doing okay, you know, and I'm glad, but you know, it you do feel like the why me, not that it shouldn't have been, but just
I've kind of, you know, it's kind of weird because I'm, you know, I'm always just gonna be Uncle Chris. I don't, you know, I mean, unless I become, you know, stepdad, or, you know, I'm not sure how long. I mean, like, because my stuff's frozen, and, you know, I mean, I don't know how long. I mean, I guess as long as you vitro, I guess, right? And then, but that's I mean, other than that, I'm like, yeah, I like being Uncle Chris. I mean, you know, it's all good. You know, I embrace the shit out of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, it's cool. It's awesome. You know what I mean? And it's like, I just, it's a different kind of perspective because, you know, a lot, like all my friends and family and everything, you know, it was always the intention and the plan to kind of, you know, go be the dad and do the family and this and that. It was like, you know, I can still be around, but I'm not going to have my own central one in terms of, you know, like that at the right now. You know what I mean? It's like this right now, I guess, you know, I just need to run around, you know, and tell everybody I can about my cancer story. You know, so it's like the whole kind of accepting, like, okay, like what can I control? What can I not? What am I going to do about it? You know, like, if whatever's going to happen will eventually happen, I guess. I mean, leave it, you know, take that leap of faith kind of a thing. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
you know, what do you do? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. And so, you know, when I kind of, we were talking earlier about, like, you hit that depression, I think 6 or so months after treatment, and, you know, I really struggled for about 6-8 months actually, and I was, you know, I was talking with my therapist, and, you know, I'm just trying to just like do things to work through it, and it got to be that fall, and I was like, I'm close, but I'm like, I just need a push, to just get over or get past or move on or whatever it is. And so I actually went skydiving. And so,
Oh yeah, that's so much fun. I did that in college. Oh, good for you. What did
it was never my intention to.
Did you do the tandem? Did you have the tandem with the person on your back? Okay.
Yep. So
okay, cool.
There was a Groupon thing nearby me, so I bought it on a Monday and I jumped Saturday, and then I remember going to my therapist.
Like woke you up, right?
I was like, oh my God, like it just changed my perspective, and and it helped.
Yeah.
And it doesn't mean that you don't get sad or frustrated or angry, but
but you remember that feeling.
Yeah, it really just was like.
Did your instructor guy on your back have to take your chin and go look up? Because you're staring at the ground.
Well, it's funny because I actually had to.
Did he do it
the first time? I mean, it was great, and but I was like, I can't
look at the horizon.
Yeah, I was looking at the whole thing, but then I actually did do it a second time a couple of years later, and and that one, I was kind of like, I needed to do it again anyway, just to, because I didn't know what to expect the first time, and so then the next time I did know what to expect, and which was even better because then I just really appreciated the whole experience all the way down.
Did both times you go tandem?
Yes, I've been 3 times. They were all tandem. Yeah. I don't think I could actually jump out on my own.
You wouldn't go solo? Be responsible for pulling the cord on your own, knowing you got to do it, and
right. Yeah, I'm like, I didn't want that much responsibility.
That's so. I went skydiving when I was in college. Was probably like an hour. Little bit of drive or something. It's really not far at all. Like I'm going to sign up because they have a program to where you get certified for solo jumps. That'd be awesome. That means like I could be anywhere. But you go by yourself and stuff. And that was always one of my things because I went tandem and I was like, man. And but the expense wasn't terribly expensive, but without being employed, I really can't justify it right now. You know what I'm saying? So I was intentional about wanting to do it, and so, and I'm still intentional about doing it. It's just, but the whole finance world with things, I've been just kind of ate up all my credit and savings and, I'm trying to just really figure things out. So I wake up every day and that's cool enough for me. And as long as, I got my mortgage and my house and my COBRA for my insurance. Those are top 3 priorities. And then the rest of it, I'll just kind of starve, but it's okay. I just borrowed against my credit. I might have to call my credit cards and be like, so here's what happened. I actually had to use you. And and no, I can't really start working on paying you back unless I get one of your friends to, give me some money so I can pay them. That's how that works.
Oh dear.
Banking friends.
Right.
Give me some of that. Give me some of that bank money. So I can go pay your banker credit friend guy.
Oh, yeah.
And stuff. I was like, I had great credit for years. I did all my balance transfers appropriately. I paid off my stupid personal student loan that I should have never got. And, all this, and my cars. I was just, real like on point with that because remember, it's got to make money. That's the priority. And, that was the focus. And it was like, oh, now it's like, I like literally shut off my TV, my cable, so I just got internet, which is cool because, you can stream, I got plenty of streaming things, and I'd come to find out, like, I don't even miss the TV at all, like, period. Like, I didn't even watch the news, like, I was playing pickleball with my stepdad when that shooting happened, like, last Saturday, and that was down the street. And I was like, but I was like, man, like, I've come across some things and I'm like, dude, like, but I'm not watching the news all the time or anything, anymore. I'm like, I don't know what's going on. I'm really trying to focus, getting intentional with my notepad. You know what I'm saying? Like,
good for you.
Juice Plus.
Right.
Saying. But
good.
It's good stuff. So, but, and then, I got news today. You know, I got a pickleball tournament that's been coming up, and so, but there's registrations only like a little less than half or up to half, and it's literally a week away from tomorrow. And so,
Wow.
you know, we were thinking we'd be able to pull, you know, get a full field, you know, which we really need to have this thing at least be a minimum of a success, is at least have the full field for the to go off or whatever. And we're just there's a lot of the folks that, you know, were in that kind of arena and this and that. There's a bunch of graduations and things going on all, you know what I'm saying? And so it's like timing's just bad. So they're saying to move it back to like June 24th. And so they'll end up making a post later, and I just need to piggyback off of that and start reaching out to the vendors that I had organized. And, you know, but it's also cool because it gives me another month to get a little bit more organized, get planned. You know, I get a QR code from the MRF so people can just donate directly that, you know, want to do that but can't play, you know, whatever. Yeah. So, you know, I'm going to do that. Awesome. But, you know, I got, you know, continue to collect different kind of merch and stuff, you know what I mean? And anything like that, you know, try to have, you know, pretty cool swag bags, you know, thanks for coming, you know. But yeah, like I had a food truck guy dialed in. They had got a brewery people to come sponsor with some beers, you know. They actually got another hydration company that has like these, you know, I forget their name, but I should remember it at some point. And then, but yeah, and then we got a young gentleman, you know, that's in a band, but he also plays, you know, like little solo gigs with his guitar, man. He just jams, you know what I'm saying? He's the type of dude that'll go play in like restaurants and other places. And it's just like a dude with a guitar, you know, and like an amp and stuff. And it's like, you know, he just plays everything. So it's like, so you got live music, you know what I mean? And like, we're going to have like a booth, you know, we're just, you know, if it's 5 of you want to come kick it, you know. So Julie was going to come up there for a little bit, and everybody else who wants to whatever. My oncologist in Dallas, my Dallas oncologist, was going to come up and hang out for a little bit. We were going to have a dermatologist from my parents' dermatologist. There was going to come, my personal one, since she couldn't make it. So, well, just to, you know, do Q&As at anything, you know. I got that, you know, the deal they gave us at the MRA to attach to your phone. It's in my car right now, so I could, anywhere I'm at, I can show people, you know. But, you know, the thing that attaches to your phone and you can, so if you have a mole, you know, I mean, I was going to, like, have that with me, you know, and so be like, hey, let's check it out. You know what I mean? Like, but yeah, I collected some swag, and I actually got some more that should be delivered tomorrow from the MRF. I got some of those sun strips. Have you heard of that company with the sun strips that go over your nose? I think Carla. They're like Band-Aids. Yep. They reached out to me, said that they were going to be at the New York Gala as well this year, and stuff, and or I connected with them on LinkedIn, and they said they're going to, you know, be at the gala as well, and so I had a pickleball tournament, wanted to know if they could send me some strips, and I'm like, yeah, please. Awesome. You know, so I think I'm going to reach back out and go, you know, this is Texas, and those camo ones will go like crazy. So, like, yeah, send a lot of those. Mm-hmm. But yeah, that's getting bumped back a month. You know, I guess usually you plan 6 to 8 months in advance for a charity tournament. I was just maybe going 6 weeks. So I was like, we're going to do it. You know?
Yeah, well, you know, you'll learn a lot and you know, start.
You know. But yeah, we'll be able to kind of fill the field more. I mean, it will be a lot hotter in terms of the weather, you know, but there'll be less will be middle of summer. It will be less commitment from all those graduation activities and things that happen at the end of May. So it's just hard to compete with that kind of time of year with those events. You know, they're not going to miss their kids' graduation to come to my pickleball tournament. I wouldn't want them to do that.
Right.
I wouldn't go miss my niece or nephew's graduation for anything. I mean, if I was invited, I'm going to be there, you know, so, and then I'll go to the pickleball tournament, you know.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
But it was like, it would have been super cool. You know, I was real excited, but yeah, I mean, I got to start making the list of calls or text or whatever, you know, unless something magically changes. But as soon as I see the post, I'm going to start, or, you know, letting them know. But yeah, you know, it's the food truck guy replace his gig, or, you know, go park where he normally parks, you know.
Right.
And so he's like, the main one, and then just people I know that are making a special trip to come out, so Julie was going to come out with her husband John for a little bit and hang and stuff, and kind of cool, to get, more vendors and more stuff. I mean, like, that would just create a bigger presence, and it's just,
Right.
it's just,
Are you near any medical schools? Like, what town are you in?
I'm in North Dallas. I'm in Dallas or Collin
Oh,
County,
Yeah,
Plano.
I'm just trying to like
McKinney?
think of the box, like, like maybe reaching
Like-
out to UT Southwestern and see if they.
Oh yeah, they're probably the closest, I bet. Or yeah.
Well, I'm just kind of thinking if they had, because a lot of med schools, they're student specialty groups, so maybe they have like.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Group. I don't know if they'd be around in the summer, or in June, but
Put the post out now that said before they're out of school, so they see it and they're.
Yeah, or even thinking, down the road next year too, if you choose a different date, but maybe their students could come and do screenings or something like that.
The idea initially was always do it in the month of May because it's Melanoma Awareness Month.
Right.
So it's got to be like the first weekend in May. Because in Texas, like, I think everybody gets out up here like the middle of May. I think next week is, if anybody's got any school, it ends next week.
Yeah. No,
you know what I mean? Like, or something. I mean, it's got to be soon. I mean, it's coming up, but yeah, it's too hard to tell. And there's,
But sometimes students are around in the summer, just, they could be there doing.
Yeah, UNT is close by, and Collin County Community College is like everywhere. Yeah, UT Southwest, in terms of like an actual medical deal, they got a Plano and a Dallas location. I think in Plano is like right next to McKinney, so
yeah,
that'll probably work.
Oh.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I want to see when I'm sitting here. What did I think of that? I know this is not. That's a great idea.
Just I work it.
Have you ran lots of tournaments and stuff? And
no, I haven't been to and so I haven't. I just don't have the bandwidth to do a charity event. Working full time, but I've like been to things, and if they've been local and stuff like that.
What's been like some of the cooler kind of swag you've seen in those little swag bags that you get? Like what are some ideas for that?
I mean, I always like the SPF chapstick. I'm a big fan of that.
Trying to get my dentist to order some of that. That's a good idea.
Yeah, that I feel like that's always good. It could be like like the neck guards or something like that.
Yeah, I got some of the coolie bars. I got right.
Yeah, those are nice. I mean, I feel like everybody's got a million mugs at this point.
Koozies, they're all doing.
I'm a koozie fan. I like koozies.
Yeah, a koozie collection, man. I got like a drawer of those. You gotta create its own cabinet space for koozies sometimes.
Right, those are always good, but I like the stuff you can use too. So even just
bottle openers and stuff like that.
Yeah, stuff like that. But
keychains.
You can get people to donate just like little sunscreen. Like something.
Yeah. Well, definitely gonna have the sunscreen thing because it's an outdoor event, and that's one of my main things. Like they don't know what causes mucosal melanoma, like that. But they do know it causes, cutaneous melanoma. And I don't have any melanocytes anymore because my clinical trial and all of my treatment prior to that, completely erased them and wiped them away. And so I wear full, long sleeves year round, no matter where the hell I'm at and stuff. And what I have the worst problem doing on a regular basis is being able to protect my neck, and that's what always gets the most direct sun. And so I've, at Dick's Sporting Goods, there's in the over by all the Quicksilver and O'Neill gear and the kind of surfer gear kind of stuff. They got that's where they have the UPF surfer stuff. And that's what I wear is a bunch of Quicksilver gear and O'Neill and everything. But I got me a couple of O'Neill hoodies like this, and I'll do that over. And then I got one of those whatchamacallit hats, but it's I got like major intensive, covering ups, and then, my hands are always direct because, I sunscreen up my hands, but those are the most sweaty when they're the ones only thing exposed. And
Right.
so when you talk about the reapply, it's like, it's constant, and it's the same thing with the face and everything to try to, get it all rubbed in and, do that. But,
Yeah. I use I have a bunch of these face things from the SA company because you can put them around your neck or put them over your head.
Is this for is that for those neck deals?
Yeah, I mean they have a lot of neck things. I mean I'll use them just to put my hair back too, but they're great. If I'm out in the yard and have a t-shirt on and my hair in a ponytail, and probably very similar to the O'Neill stuff. But sometimes these guys have good deals, buy one get 3 free kind of thing.
Kristin, can you hear me?
Oh, that's better.
Yeah, I'm on a Chromebook, and it's not meant for big. I don't know. It's supposed to be able just to Zoom. I mean, come on. It's not like I'm, I don't know. I'm sorry. Technical difficulty.
That's fine. I wasn't sure if it was me or not. I was like, ooh.
No, earlier it was saying something that my connection sucked, and I was like, but it's still working,
Yeah.
So I'm like, it didn't tell me what to do about it.
Right.
I'm like, okay, what do you want me to do to make it better? Don't just tell me it sucks. It's like, I know it sucks. It's going, I'm like, do I have my iPad on? That's, because I turned that on the other, recently, and maybe I should turn that back off because, that Wi-Fi be sucking.
Right.
What's going on there? Like, I don't know, but anyways, I'll pickleball tournament, it'll just get bumped a month anyways. So, I mean,
Well, I have to put out
it's all good. I mean, month of June, I was really wanting to go to ASCO in the beginning of June in Chicago. And if I had an income, I would have totally gone, but I'm also still trying to go to Colorado on the June 10th to help out with the Miles for Melanoma thing there, to volunteer.
Mm-hmm.
But I need to go back to Colorado for my scans and follow-up visits June 29th and 30th. So, it's well, that one I definitely got to go to,
Right.
But so, just I want to capitalize here on Melanoma Month and just really do something active every day that has something to do, with the melanoma. And recently I've scheduled and recorded a handful of these podcasts. And what I really need to do is get into the booth or, basically, and do some editing and be able to put it on the thing. And so I can upload it and stuff. But one of the things that's, I've been kind of procrastinating on is I kind of create an intro, you know what I mean? I'm calling it Tils from the Chris, TILS from the Chris, and so, it's, I need to kind of create a, I don't know, just the intro thing that kind of, the 15-second reel, I guess, or something. I don't know. And then that'll be the intro for welcome to the call. And then what I'll do is I'll personally record just a quick, 30-second to a minute thing that explains what this call was about, what I'm saying? And then it'll be here we go, and then what that does is that creates we'll go through those calls, and it's depending on how long it is, I'm going to break it into 1 or 2 sections. And so, a lot of the ones that are over an hour plus, try to see if I can just cut it into 2 calls, and then I can be part 1, and then
there you go.
To be continued for part 2, and then wait a day or 2 and then post it, what I'm saying? And
that's cool. Yeah. Nice.
But, really hustle the hashtag game and stuff. I mean, I'm trying to figure out how there's such a world of everybody that's been able to utilize the social media. And it's I know it's there, but I haven't tried to apply myself in that arena yet.
Yeah.
I haven't given it a real try, you know what I mean? I can make posts and stuff, but to make reels and stuff all the time and stories and to do more video content, a little bit more energy, and putting yourself out there. So, I'm going to really try to hustle the Instagram, TikTok world. And all of these, will be going to YouTube.
Cool.
And stuff. And so, I mean, I figured what's the worst, my whole goal was I wanted to see when people go to look up mucosal melanoma, they see more, stuff like this that talks about, oh, he's a survivor, and how did he do it? And, I'll be more than happy to share with anybody, and I mean, I don't wish that there'd be like more, mucosal melanoma, people diagnosed or diagnoses or whatever, but if there are,
right,
yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like, hey, like, I'm trying to like recruit people. You know what I'm saying to my, you know what I mean? But it's like, but if you're here, come say what's up.
Yeah, definitely.
But I don't know. You got anything going down this weekend in the melanoma world? You gonna?
Not in the melanoma space. I mean, I just.
You gonna be out and about? Like, hey, sunscreen.
Oh yeah. It's I'm always got the hats and I try to tell people, or it's still a little chilly up here, so not a ton of people out, but it's been sunny, so always making sure people are using it and reminding them, and hat, long sleeve, all the things.
Do what you can, what I'm saying? What you can control, not what you can't, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
So
but it's been great talking to you.
Yeah, no doubt. Thanks for doing this and jumping on. You know what I'm saying? Like, we'll set up a time for another one and everything. And hell yeah, rock and roll a bit.
All right.
Good deal. Good stuff. Thank you so much, Kristin. Take care.
You have a good weekend.
All right, no doubt. You too.